Oh, my heart. You broke my heart.
Hello lovelies, my name is Funmi Badiah and you are welcome to Irresistible Grace 19. Basically what we do on this channel is to motivate people in terms of faith, career, relationships and every other inspirational gist. Yeah, I know I'm looking so different. That's because I cut my hair today and that's because I want to start going natural and work on my hair because it's a bit weak. So there'll be certain things I will be doing DIY if it certainly works out well and my hair grows and so healthy, then I will share the tips with you guys on this channel. So but today we'll be talking about, going by the video you saw earlier, you should have a guess. We'll be talking about dating tips, stuff that we need to know before we go into relationship in order to avoid our heart being broken. Though even after applying certain principles, some stuff will still happen. Like if it's meant to happen, we know. But these tips can actually help in your relationship. Like this is literally for people who are sort of confused. They don't know what to do. They are in between. Like I'm in love. You know, when you're in love and you're kind of confused. Number one tip is ask yourself, am I ready to go into this relationship? Now, it's a different thing for a man to ask you out, and it's another ball game to know if you're really interested. As a lady or as a guy, you have to ask yourself if you're really ready for this. You know that usually relationships, you need to be committed. It takes your time. You are sort of obliged to, take permission at times because you're in a relationship, so you don't just want to go out and he doesn't even know where you've gone to. You want to call him and say, this is where I'm going to. Yeah, it takes a lot of commitment. You really need to be committed. You really need to communicate. If you know you are ready to be in that spot, good. That's why I said you have to be ready. If you aren't ready, then there's just no point going into a relationship because at the end of the day you will be frustrated. So if you're going to a relationship, make sure that you're going into it because you know that you are ready and you can handle everything that comes with it. Okay, so that's number one tip for dating. Ask yourself, am I ready? Okay, the second tip is just in case now you have met the guy or you have met the girl and you feel like, okay, this lady, I can have something to do with her, I think I want to go dating. The first thing I want you to do is please make sure you guys are friends first. It is important. You don't want to date your enemy. You don't want to date somebody you don't know. You don't want to date somebody that when they ask you about her, you are sort of confused, like you can't even give accurate answers. You want to date somebody that you perfectly, if not 100%, like you know her more than average. So the first thing you have to do when you meet that person, be it a lady or a guy, please make sure you are friends. Make sure you are friends. And now that you guys are friends, number one, you have to communicate consistently. You can't know me unless we talk consistently. So you need to know me in order for you to be able to define my personality. I have to communicate with you because I want to be asking some questions like, what are your objectives? What are your dreams like? What are your goals? What do you intend to achieve in so years? What are your short-term as well as your long-term goals? I want to ask you some questions like, what's your childhood background like? What's your educational background? All those stuff. So that's the whole essence of the friendship. So you take your time, you ask those questions. They are quite important. What is your biggest regret? Okay, tell me about your past relationships and all that. You want to be friends with your friend. I don't know yeah, if that makes sense, but you really want to be friends with somebody you can be a friend to. So basically you need to ask some questions. Now mind you, when you are now friends, because I have broken it down now. I talked about the first point is I talked about you need to be ready. Now, okay, fine, you're ready, you got a friend. What do? You have to communicate consistently by asking some questions. Okay, I'm just going back to my point so you would flow with me by asking some questions. Now, when you're asking questions, please, there are some manners you need to put in. Number one, don't talk too much. Don't be the only one doing the talking. If you are asking questions, if you want to know this guy better, just for example, if you are the girl now, you want to know this guy better, don't let it sound like you are so eager and you just want to know everything about him. It has to be a win-win situation. He has to know you better, you have to also know him better. So both of you have to be asking each other questions, not that it's one party. For me, I think that's a red flag, because if you are so much eager as a lady and then you are asking him questions about his background and he's not even asking anything about you, I think that means the guy is not interested. So don't bother. Don't stress yourself, okay? So like I said, don't do the talking all of the time. Let him also do the talking at times. Now these are talking manners, if that makes any sense. Number 2 is, during your talking manners, make sure you avoid this relationship talk. Now, it is necessary to talk about it when it is necessary. I don't know if I make any sense with what I just said, but it is necessary to discuss it when it is necessary. But apart from that, don't just start talking about him or her just like that. Like, you guys are trying to know each other better. You can take about your ex relationship probably once, or because he asked a question and you need to answer based on that. But apart from that, there's just no point. You are passing a wrong signal to the guy if you're a lady, because if you are doing that, the guy will not feel secured at all. In fact, he will feel like you are still in love with your ex. Still under the talking manners, please set boundaries. I think this is actually for ladies. You need to set boundaries in your talking manners with your opposite sex. Now, if you are a kind of lady that you talk and you can talk your life out, be very careful at this point, because the fact that you are being friends with this guy, what if tomorrow he changes his mind and he no longer calls you anymore? It is very expedient that you set your boundaries. Remember Pastor Fela Durotoye, he said this sometimes back. He said, why is it that guy, you know you don't want to download, then why are you browsing the site? So if you find that, okay, you guys are communicating and it's really going smoothly, but at the same time you really need to set your boundaries, that kind of create value for you as a guy, as a lady. So don't just be so open-minded, you're being super honest and you really want to spell out your life out. No, don't do it. Set your boundaries, talk when it's necessary, and listen carefully. Like I said in my previous video talking about time wasters, they can promise you the whole world and they may not even mean the letter W. So please listen to him carefully, listen to his actions carefully, okay? But at the same time, make sure you are setting boundaries. So please define your relationship. This is for the ladies, like I mean this point exactly, because guys can be very, very funny. You may think he's into you and you'll be so surprised to know that he has somebody somewhere. Okay, so as much as we are emotional beings, okay, we are also intelligent beings. Don't be too open to the guy. Don't make him feel like he can come into you anytime and then he can leave anytime. The last point I have under the talking manner is that please wait. Okay, yes, you're talking properly. You don't talk too much. You listen to him when he talks. In fact, you are listening to his actions, if that makes any sense, because you know that actions, they speak louder. So action speaks. Even silence is freaking loud if only we get to listen. So you are listening to those stuffs. As much as you do that, as much as you communicate, as much as you consistently calls you pick the call, he calls you back, whatever at all, as much as you are setting those boundaries, please wait. Don't be eager to then, you know, then you start playing nice, like you're gifting him when he hasn't even said anything. You are doing the stuff that naturally he should do first. Girl, that's on the high side. You really have to wait. So you are doing all those stuff, you really need to know him better. Please don't be moved by, oh, he's calling me, oh, he came to me yesterday. Please, ladies, we are emotional beings, so we are also intelligent, okay? Don't let any guy override you. This is really a short video. I thought of dropping this. For those who have listened and watched this video to the end, I'm super grateful. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Irresistible Grace 19. Follow us on our Instagram handle, Irresistible Grace 19. I am willing to hear from you guys. I really want to hear from you guys. Please like, comment, share the video. You don't know whose heart may be touching out there. We'd like to hear from you, but till then,